Alright, I have this story I'm gonna tell you is gonna be so ridiculous, but I feel like I gotta tell it, so I'm gonna. This story is completely ridiculous, but I feel the need that I gotta tell it because I just was flabbergasted at the end of this whole situation. So, for the past couple of months, my security system panel, which is in my kitchen, has been telling me that my fire alert sensor battery has been low. And I was not the owners before me. They were the ones that had this security system installed, so I was not part of that installation. So it was my first time getting this message, so I didn't really know like where this fire alert sensor was. I knew that it wasn't that. Okay, so those are your smoke detectors, and those have their own batteries, and obviously, you know, when those batteries go low, they make that really annoying beeping sound, yada yada yada. So those are obviously, you know, run standalone, but my security system came with a sensor so that it's thus connected to those in a way, and then that will send an alert to my security panel, and then my security people can like send cops and fire trucks and all that stuff, okay, if that sensor goes off basically. So I knew that this was not what I needed to look for, but I've been putting it off. It's been kind of beeping. It'll beep like once a day on my main panel, and again, not on the smoke detector because those batteries are fine. So finally today I said, today's the day. I got a call and I got to ask them what am I supposed to look for? What does this fire sensor look like, you know? So I call. So the guy with my security system team says, oh yeah, it's gonna be located next to a smoke detector. I said, oh, so it's gonna be in the ceiling? He said, yes. So you need to walk around the house and find it. It's a little square rectangular box. And I was like, okay. So I go around and I look at every single smoke detector I got in the ceiling. I even look on the ceilings of places that don't have a smoke detector. I look and scale the ceiling of every single space in this house. The hallways, the laundry room, everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And I'm like, there's no such box. And I showed him the entryway. And the entryway, I had like this little circular piece next to the smoke detector. He was like, no, it's not circle, it's a square rectangular box. So I make 2 rounds by myself, and I'm like, sir, I'm not seeing this square rectangular box that you're talking about. Could it be on the walls? Does it have to be on the ceiling? Like, you know? And he's like, it'll most likely be next to a smoke detector. And so I make a 3rd trip. After the 3rd trip, I guess they have this like tool where they can send you a link and they can access your camera, and you can like basically show them what you're looking at and they can like see. So I'm walking around a 4th time and we're looking at every single ceiling, at every single smoke detector. I show him the one in the entryway, which I'm gonna show you guys. So he sees this and he's like, no, that's not it. It's gotta be a square or a rectangle. And so I said to him, I said, well, we just went through everything. And he's like, well, we gotta find it. And I'm like, I just showed you every ceiling that's in this house. So you just saw yourself that there's no such square or rectangular box. I said, so maybe we just need to like, you know, schedule somebody to come out here and find this sensor. And he was adamant that that wasn't gonna happen. He didn't say it like that. He just kept ignoring my request by saying, what we need to do is find it, and then you need to replace the battery. That's what he would say every time. I asked 3 times. I was like, at that point I started getting frustrated. I was like, I said, listen, I'm clearly not finding this box that you were referencing. Like, I can't find it. So if I can't find it, how can I replace the battery? I said, you're gonna need to send somebody out here that knows like what to look for, because you're even seeing through my camera, you're seeing yourself that you also have not found this mysterious square rectangular box. And I asked him again to schedule an appointment. He's like, well, why don't you, ignores me again, He goes, why don't you go to Google and type in the name of this device, okay? And it's called like a firefighter thing. And I Google it, y'all. You know what comes up? This, the damn circle. The circle comes up. I said, well, I just went to Google Images like you asked. I said, and I see a circle. I said, I also see the rectangle you're talking about. I said, but it's also in the format of a circle. He goes, oh, okay, well then that's it. 20 minutes later, making me search. And but P.S., I showed him the circle like in the first 30 seconds of when we had the camera, like when he had access to the camera, right? And I'm just like, and he was like, no, that's not it. It's gotta be a rectangle, it's gotta be a square. All of this morning over the shape of a alert sensor. He was like, oh, okay, yeah. Change the battery. Is there anything else I can help you with? I said, sir, too early for a Tuesday for me. Too early for a Tuesday for me, but thank you. Have a great day. I could not believe that that's what freaking happened. I actually even mentioned it because when I walked the house the first time, right, because I walk it like 3 times by myself, and then finally we do the camera thing and we walk the house a bajillion times together until finally I was just like, this isn't working, this isn't helping. But the first time I walked it, I said, oh, here's a box next to a smoke detector. I said, it's a circle. And he's like, no, it's gotta be a square. And I'm like, well, I said, you know, maybe because it's been here so long, maybe this isn't like the newer model. Maybe the square rectangle is like a newer model. Maybe the circle is, you know, old school. I don't know. But he just was like, no, it's gonna be a square or a rectangle. Yeah. He tells me to go to Google. Like cause I kept trying to tell him like, please just send somebody out here. Like this isn't working. And he's like, well, why don't you go to Google so that you can see what you need to look for? I Google the image he tells me to look up and I see the freaking circle. Let me show you. He's wanting me to look for this. Circle. Circle. That's exactly what I have. And that's the end of my very ridiculous story.